Welcome back. As you may already know, there was a pretty exciting game in Game 2 of the 2023 World Chess Championship. But before we get into that, we have some exciting news here at this channel. I've hit 800 subscribers. As most of you know, that's never been one of the goals of this channel. The goal of this channel is to document my progress in chess, but every subscriber makes that more interesting and more exciting, and I appreciate all of you spending time here. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscriptions, etc. Let's take a look at this game. This game, unlike the first one, did feature some inaccuracies. There were still no blunders and no mistakes listed by the game review, but there were a couple of moves that when you see the evaluation bar move, you'll notice that they probably should have been counted as mistakes. This game is more interesting to me because I play d4 and Liren opened with d4, with Ian Nepomniachtchi playing with the black pieces. Up until about move 4, everything seemed normal. Well, this is move 3, but then Ding played what they call a novelty on move 4, which was playing h3. Now, according to the Masters database on Lichess, that's never been played before, and I think a bunch of other commentators have mentioned that too. But in the players database on Lichess, this move has been played thousands of times. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've faced it when I've been playing black against d4 openings. Regardless, it's not a mistake, it's not a blunder, it's not an inaccuracy. It maintains a 0-0 evaluation, as you can see from the eval bar on the screen. Now, the problem with this, though, is that it wasn't in Ian Nepomniachtchi's prep, so he had to spend a lot of time. In fact, they had played all these moves in just a few seconds. He spent more than 9 minutes on his next move, which was taking that pawn. There weren't actually any mistakes or blunders in this game for another 10 moves or so. As both players continued to move, playing among the best moves listed by Stockfish, this is all normal, all fine, and the evaluation bar stays very close to 0, with white having a very slight advantage at this point. The good thing for Ian is that he was playing the absolute best moves despite being out of his prep, whereas Liren was still in his prep here, apparently, because of how fast he was playing these moves. Now here, that wasn't the ideal move, but it's still very close to 0 in the evaluation. It doesn't change until here. Stockfish says he should have taken this pawn. That's about the only move that maintains very close to equality, and any other move is slightly not as good. e4 is his third best move according to Stockfish, and that's what he played. And from then on out, the evaluation bar stays below 0 in the minuses, which means black has an advantage. That's still not counted as an inaccuracy or mistake. In fact, as long as the eval bar is between +1 and -1, it's still very close to even, and Stockfish can't tell really who's winning. The game goes on until about move 16, and it's still -0.8, which is very close. Ian plays one of his best moves, but here, Ding doesn't play one of his best moves. Stockfish says he needs to move this queen over here to get next to this bishop, to line up here, and then move this bishop out of the way of the rook that's pointed at the king and the queen down on the end. And here, even though this next move wasn't counted as a mistake or blunder or even an inaccuracy by the game review, you see the eval bar drop outside of the +1, -1 range for the very first time. We're at -1.3 or so, 1.6, depending on how long you let Stockfish run. The problem isn't that he can take this, that Ian can take this. The problem is that there were moves that were played out of order, and this is way beyond my level. And from here on out, Ian Nepomniachtchi played the best move on every move, according to Stockfish, and Ding, perhaps realizing that he hadn't made optimal moves at some point, spent more and more time until he ran out of time and resigned. And what happened here is that Ian kept pushing those two pawns, those B and C pawns, sorry, not pushing, but threatening to push them, and forcing Ding to react to what he was doing until there's nothing that can stop these two pawns. And now Ding is very low on time. We have problems lined up down through here. This rook is threatening to come back over here. Ding moves the king out of the way so that the bishop coming down here to h2 won't be check, but it's too late because the c pawn is advancing. You can take that, but now there's the b pawn with the queen behind it. Bishop guarding this square. Nothing really to stop the other bishop from coming down and protecting the promotion square, plus your rook's hanging. So you have to move that rook, but now that pawn's one square from promotion. It's protected by the bishop and the queen, and now this rook can't go anywhere. So on move 29, Ding resigns. And now Ian is up a full game after the first game was a draw, but we have several more games to be played. I believe it's a best out of 14. I'm excited to see the rest of it. Thank you for stopping by, thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.